In 2016, the theoretical physicist Carlo Rovelli wrote the book Reality is Not What It Seems. In this book, he presents his journey towards the development of a theory of quantum gravity, which he called the loop quantum gravity. And this is a combination of the two main theories in physics, the theory of relativity of Albert Einstein and quantum mechanics. In his book, he starts his journey with the work of Anaximander, a Greek philosopher who he considers the first scientist who lived between 610 to 546 BC. He started a tradition that, based on observation and reason, they discover new things about the universe. That's why he called him the first scientist. And that tradition opposed the tradition of basing the knowledge of reality on fantasies, myths, and appealing to authority, in which you cannot learn new things. Following that tradition, two Greek philosophers, Lysippus, who we don't know much about him except that he lived in the 5th century BC, and Democritus, who lived between 460 and 370 BC. They both, Democritus was the student of Lysippus, and they both developed the atomic theory of reality. Why would Rovelli start with this, the work of Democritus and Lysippus, to start his sophisticated journey and his sophisticated theory of quantum gravity? Well, because Democritus' idea is very powerful, it's very simple, and it's the basis of modern science. So, what's this idea about? Well, basically, Democritus says that all visible macroscopic objects, stones, mountains, plants, animals, and humans, are composed of the same thing, atoms. And atoms are physically indivisible and indestructible particles. So basically, if you try to cut them, you can't do that. And they are indestructible. So basically, that means that they were there forever and they will be there forever. So they are eternal. And the number of atoms in the world is infinite, and an infinite void. So basically there are two things in the universe: atoms and void, which is empty space. Atoms move across the empty space, and when they collide, they either repel one another or they merge and form clusters. And clusters attract other clusters, and they form bigger clusters, and so on and so forth. And that's what constitutes everything. Humans, plants, any object. What about the mind? Well, for Democritus, the mind is part of the universe, therefore it can only be made out of atoms. So thinking is movement of atoms. Perception is a physical process. So this is the idea of Democritus that influenced modern science. Atoms, the idea of atoms moving in space was taken by Galileo. The idea of an empty space as a container is the idea that Isaac Newton used, and the idea of determinism. So Democritus envisaged a universe in which there are no purposes. So the atoms move according to natural laws, not according to the purpose of someone. So that's the basis of all modern science.